Prince Andrew has been left more outcast than ever as the fallout from his dealings with an alleged Chinese spy have unraveled. The beleaguered Duke of York has somehow managed to engulf himself in yet another scandal, despite his already disgraced reputation through ties to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Now he is batting away allegations that he had a close involvement with the suspected foreign agent Yang Tengbo, who has been named at the heart of a spy scandal and subsequently banned from entering the UK on national security grounds.
So we welcome the court's decision to uphold the Home Office's position in regard to the exclusion of H6, who can now be named as Yang Tengbo.
Pressure is now mounting on the Duke to confirm whether he benefited financially from the business scheme the pair started together after their meeting almost 10 years ago. The palace has already distanced itself from the latest scandal engulfing Prince Andrew, and it has been revealed that he will not be attending the royal family's Christmas gathering at Sandringham this year. It comes as the late Queen's favourite son was urged to do the right thing by royal sources and skip the family's annual holiday celebration, where they are pictured walking to church together in a sign of unity. As 2024 comes to an end, that sense of continuity and unity will be foremost on the King's mind after the monarchy was rocked by his and Catherine's cancer diagnoses at the start of this year. So Prince Andrew and his ex-wife, the Duchess of York, are understood to be maintaining a low profile over the festive period to avoid causing further embarrassment to the monarch. The Telegraph reported that the King had hoped the Duke would do the gentlemanly thing to avoid having his hand forced into not attending. But the gentlemanly route has not always been as easy with his brother, including with Andrew's housing situation this year, which has come back into the spotlight after the Duke's relationship with Yang raised questions about how he funds his lifestyle. A big question mark has been thrown on how the Duke can afford the upkeep of Royal Lodge in Windsor, his 30-bedroom home thought to cost millions of pounds a year to maintain, along with his private security bills. After it was revealed that the King had cut off funding to his brother in the late summer, in the hope that Andrew would be forced to move to a less expensive property, it emerged that the Duke somehow had the funds to pay the bills himself. But the source of these funds has never been revealed. Now Yang has been unmasked as the founder of the Duke's money-making venture in China through Pitch at Palace, the Dragon's Den-style initiative Andrew began in 2014, 3 years after being forced to step back as the UK's trade envoy. The Chinese businessman has mixed with figures from across the British establishment and was described as a close confidant of the Duke's in a secret hearing. It was revealed that Yang was so close to Prince Andrew that he'd been told he could act on the royals' behalf when dealing with potential investors in China. And he even attended the Duke's birthday party in 2020. But Andrew has since insisted that he has ceased all contact with the alleged spy when the British government first raised concerns about him. In a statement, his office said Prince Andrew had met the man through official channels and there was nothing of a sensitive nature ever discussed. The pair are understood to have met around 2015, but the circumstances surrounding that first fateful meeting remain murky. There was a state visit in October that same year by the Chinese president, however, during which Andrew took part in 2 engagements. A year later, Pitch at Palace China was launched, hailed as a platform for driving China-UK cooperation during a golden era of relations between the 2 countries. Yang was a founding member.
20,000 or so applicants in China.
One of its aims was to provide opportunities to Chinese entrepreneurs participating in the initiative's final in the UK, and Yang later spoke of this, saying that a prince had entrusted him with bringing the project to China. The Duke then flew back and forth to carry out engagements related to Pitch at Palace, holding meetings and events in China and hosting a promotional dinner at Windsor Castle. This jet-set business life continued until Andrew's disastrous Newsnight interview in 2019, which resulted in him having to step down as a working royal. But even after that, and amid his low profile, the Duke's relationships with his Chinese friends were maintained. He's understood to have benefited financially from the scheme he devised with Yang, thanks to a clause that allowed him to take a 2% cut of investment deals. This now puts pressure on the Duke to reveal how much he earned from the Dragon's Den-style partnership, and whether any other money changed hands. Pitch at Palace appears to have served as a convenient vehicle for Andrew to go back to having this jet-set lifestyle of flying around the world like he used to do as the UK's trade envoy. After being forced to step back from that role in 2011 following criticism for his friendship with controversial figures, starting this investment initiative meant he could keep having those meetings with influential people around the globe. But were these people vetted or their intentions known? Andrew's status from party prince to royal pariah in a matter of years might answer the question. Pressure is now mounting on the Duke to reveal the sponsors he had, as questions are being asked about whether pitch at Palace was just a medium for him to get jet-set funding. It is well known that he would always court wealthy and influential businessmen, and he needed a vehicle through which to go around the world again after he reinvented his aspirations when his role as trade envoy imploded. He tried to build and represent the UK abroad, with good intentions potentially, but ultimately the whole venture lacked transparency from start to finish. How much was pitch at Palace costing? Who was investing in it? Why were its finances shrouded in mystery? Ultimately, the scheme, which he created to attract investment for budding entrepreneurs, allowed the Duke to plough on with one of his favourite pastimes, using the royal brand to develop business deals and relationships. But it remains these relationships that keep landing Prince Andrew in such hot water and shredding what remains of his tattered reputation. The Telegraph understands that Buckingham Palace is now investigating the alleged spy's multiple visits to royal residences with the Duke to find out who else he may have come into contact with and the specific details surrounding each trip. In a statement issued after the anonymity order was lifted, Yang denied allegations that he was a spy and insisted that he loved the UK as his second home. Yang, who was banned from entering Britain on national security grounds, is the man behind Hampton Group International, a lobbying firm with extensive links to China. Until now, the firm and the businessman had gone largely unnoticed, but its alleged web of influence, which spans Beijing, Westminster, and royal palaces, has now been disclosed. The question is, already exiled from his family with nowhere else to turn, what is next for Prince Andrew? Royal Insight is a regular video output by The Telegraph, where we give you our insider knowledge and analysis of the main royal stories. If you have any topics you'd like us to cover, please let us know in the comments section below and visit our website for more royal content, news and analysis.